All right, guys, we're actually going to jump into one of our fan questions here. This comes from a very special
Jay.
person, Jay. She's been watching the pod and she's actually gotten really into football lately and getting into one of the more iconic players in the world.
Messi?
No, actually, Cristiano Ronaldo,
Ah,
a guy that's played in leagues, the top five leagues in the world, and he's been probably one of the more um, talked about players to ever step on the field. So we're gonna go around. I want to talk about a little bit of his legacy and also if he should continue playing, if he should retire, and what he's gonna look like going into the World Cup if he gets selected to start for the national team in Portugal. But Cristiano Ronaldo is actually the player we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to throw it to Ralph first, and I just want to know what you think about him, his legacy, and if you think he should retire now or what are your thoughts about him?
I think he's one of the greats. He's a top five player. He's not the best, but he's got fans all around the world. His football, backs up everything he's ever done. But I think he's missing that World Cup trophy, and I don't think he's gonna get it. So I think after this World Cup, he should retire.
Yeah, and do you think that if he did win his World Cup this year, say Portugal goes on a run, and he doesn't get a play in the big game, like he doesn't have that moment, he doesn't really show up, would you put him on the same boat as Messi when the last World Cup that we saw? Messi's performance throughout it wasn't just one game. He captivated each game and he was the focal point of the team. And Ronaldo going into this World Cup, we can't really say that because the Portugal team is kind of left him behind a little bit. So what do you think about him going forward? Like, do you think even if he did, say if Portugal wins it, do you
Mm-hmm.
think it's still
Well, the Ronaldo fans are gonna jump up and say, "Oh, he has that World Cup. Now he's in the conversation to be the greatest of all time."
Mhm.
For me personally, I don't. I don't think even if they win it, I don't think he's there. And it's not that I don't think he's a great player. He's just not my type of player that I like to watch.
Yeah,
He is a machine. He's strong. He's fast, but he's not an orchestrator. He's not finesse. He doesn't have moves that'll be like, oh man, how did he do that? And maybe he did, and I didn't see it. But for me, no, he should retire. Even if he wins, Portugal wins a World Cup, he's still not in the conversation. Maybe top five at best. Nowhere near Messi. And yeah, that's it. Great guy
uh,
though.
I'm glad. Um, I want to jump to Jazz, but I want to lead you into a little bit easier of a question. Um, for me, the way I want to phrase this is that for Cristiano Ronaldo, like what type of influence did he have for the younger generation that is
That didn't
big?
watch him play.
It's they're he's huge for the younger generation. He has the celebration that a lot of the big athletes do. He's changed a lot of the game, and we also have to remember, Jazz, that what we love about Messi is that he's almost like he was gifted this power to play like this. Messi wasn't just you know Messi was almost born into playing and being that great of a player. But Cristiano Ronaldo kind of had to fight his way to that same level that Messi almost was just gifted it. So if you really want to think about it, Cristiano Ronaldo is more of a player that we should all try to be a little bit more. We want to be behind the type of player that works really hard and eventually will get rewarded. Like, what are your thoughts about Ronaldo and like what his influence is in in the game?
Well, like people always say, "Oh, talent will always get like overthrown by hard work," which would the talent would be Messi and and the hard work would be Ronaldo. But I think for this conversation, talent will overthrow the hard work because well, Messi, he does a bunch of things that Ronaldo can't do. You know, like for example, like if you just want like goals, then get Ronaldo. But if you want somebody who can give goals, give assists, give
Mm-hmm.
key passes, then get Messi. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like this is where people would say that talent beats hard work, and it would be in this conversation.
Yeah, I really like that. That this in every sense of that argument, we always go, no, the hard work should always
Yeah.
be over. But for certain players that in like football, a lot of us are like, yeah, the hard work is cool, but God, man, the guy is just incredible. Messi is the whole picture where you look at it, and it's like he's painting. I don't want this pod to be just
Messi.
a messy pod, but it's almost like Messi's painting a picture, and he's just doing it with his eyes closed and just kind of he just flows. And Ronaldo's like, okay, I have my paper here, I got my pens here. He's very, like Ralph was saying, he's robotic, but that type of efficiency and that type of level of like commitment to you know doing it is just we don't have players like that. I like to say the one thing I want to give to him that I really appreciate about Cristiano Ronaldo is that like when he needed to, he finds a way to just be that pivotal player, and it doesn't matter so much that like he's not like Mbappe. He just is also another version of Messi almost, where it's like just talent is why he does it. He doesn't really work hard, and why I like Ronaldo in certain scenarios is that like he just works so hard. You can see it, like the veins.
Even now when he's older,
Yeah,
he works even
he's
harder. You
just
can
so
see that he's
hard.
out there
He just
dying.
doesn't want to be that player that you're like, well, we left him behind. He doesn't want to be left out of those conversations, and that's where you have to almost have to tip your hat for the guy. That he
Yeah,
just
it's like okay, you tried great work. You know what he is though? In my book, he's Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards.
now,
Yeah, now.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. You get that though? No, right? Didn't watch basketball, but yeah, it's him. He's one of the greats, but he's just past his prime and he's not really doing it anymore. A player like Messi can stay in the league longer, like Luka Modric. Look at how old he's still playing, and he's great because he's not powerful. He just has great footwork and he knows how to pass the ball and how to move the game. Ronaldo's like, I gotta run this hard and just attack and try to get my goal. And you can only do that for so long.
mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So you're saying that you think he should retire before the World Cup or after?
No, I think he should. He deserves. He
Jesus.
deserves to be in this World Cup. I mean, they just win the Euros?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right there, buddy.
yeah. I got like, I guess I got choked up.
It's probably that big fat steak he ate earlier. That guy's face. He's like, yeah.
But going back to it, I think it is important that I like that you said that you're saying that he should retire after the World Cup.
Yeah,
give it one more chance.
I wouldn't.
It is. You got to give him one more.
No,
chance.
no. Yeah, it's one more chance, but it's he deserves it. And he's played at a high level, even though he's old. It's like watching Pepe out there now. It's like, okay, well, Pepe was more of a role player and back in playing defense, but yeah, he deserves that one chance to where he can say, you know what, I did win it, and I am the conversation for the greatest because all the greats have World Cup trophies, and that's the only thing he's missing. He's got everything. He's wild in life. He doesn't need anything else but that World Cup trophy. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, and I think I kind of want to give my little 2 cents about the guy that I want to bring up too. I think my one of my best friends is a huge Cristiano Ronaldo fan, and I always enjoyed talking to him about this because I wasn't really familiar with his game before, and I just kind of got into him now, and especially because you just see those little moments, and there's more moments for Messi, but when you look at it, Messi didn't do the things that Cristiano Ronaldo did. Like Cristiano Ronaldo had to go and play in multiple leagues and almost like he had to stand out in each league, you know? And that to me is like why I think more people have him a little higher because of that hard work. And every league that he's played in, he's always shown up on top. When he played in Serie A, he was that player for Juve. When he was in England, he's more iconic to me, way more iconic. I think he's more icon. I know that maybe
Wayne Rooney.
Beyond that. But I'm willing to go far, and I think some England fans might, the people that watch the pod, I think they might not agree with this, but I think Cristiano Ronaldo is more iconic than the Man United team itself. I think when you think about a Man United team, you don't really think. I mean, some people think about Wayne Rooney, but I almost think Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, I don't really think. Like, people are like, oh, but what about Sir Alex Ferguson? Nobody would know Alex Ferguson if it wasn't for those years that Ronaldo made that team. When you look at that team, like you got to remember
that's the most storied team in England. What
yes, but he was the focal point of that team. When you see a Man United jersey, do you see a Paul Scholes jersey out there? Do you see a Wayne Rooney? Do you see you don't see those players with those jerseys, but when you see a Man United jersey number 7, who is it every time? It's whenever you see any Man United jersey, it's always a Ronaldo jersey.
You know what's hilarious though? We went to somewhere in Mexico. We're at the beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see this kid wearing a Man U shirt. It was a few years ago. I'm like, really? Well, who's your favorite player in Man U? He's like, Ronaldo? I was like, he didn't play for Man U. Even me, I'm a fan. 3-4 years ago, I didn't know that Ronaldo played for Man U.
Look, he played for Sporting, then he went to Man U, then to Madrid, to Juve, to Man U, and then where he's at now.
Oh, he went back to Man U?
He went back to
Man U.
Man
I only
U.
remember him from Juve, from Real, and that's it.
No, yeah, he's more, to me, is more synonymous with Man United than I think a lot of people actually give credit for. Like, I think I would almost say that if it wasn't kind of for Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't think the Premier League would have been as big as, like, he's probably one of the Premier League's most iconic player. People want to say David Beckham had like 1 year. I mean, like icon. I'm talking about like iconic that like I don't see people doing David Beckham's celebration. There's not even people that
Bend it like Beckham. There's a movie about that.
He had a movie on Nickelodeon. I mean, it's not something that we're like, oh my god, like holy smokes.
Yeah. Beckham was nowhere near what Ronaldo was. I know.
I mean, iconic. Like David Beckham is. I don't even know if he's the most popular person in his own home. I mean, his wife might even be more popular than him than the Spice Girls. But regardless of the point, I think Ronaldo, we need to give him his flowers for that. Not only is he synonymous with Man United, I think when you think about even a Juve team, he's one of the players that people are like, oh yeah, but we had Ronaldo, like that's something that people talk about. And if it wasn't for Ronaldo, would we even know about a sporting team? I mean, we know about him now, but he kind of kicked off that more teams, when they saw the success that Man United had by going to Sporting to pick up these players from Portugal, that's where they started going back to it, A lot of the players that are getting picked up from Sporting are, Premier League teams that were like, oh, but maybe we'll get good for Ronaldo, We'll have the Victor Gilchrist. He played at Sporting, and people are like, oh, well, he could be the next guy,
Yeah.
And then you got guys, Ruben Amorim came from Sporting, and that's also went to Man United, and it's just like, it's a
as a coach or as a player?
As a coach. But I'm saying that, like, you look at that Sporting team, and before they might have been like we're not gonna get players from Portugal. Like no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like every top team has at least one Portuguese player, and I think he almost. I mean, I'm not gonna say almost. I think he is the Portugal revolution. He's the centerpiece of that team. You those guys before you say Pepe, but they came near the exact same time, and nobody talks about Pepe. But every time there's a World Cup, they're like, oh, but you gotta remember that Portugal team with Ronaldo. He's iconic. He's super iconic, Cristiano Ronaldo. And I also believe that he shouldn't retire until he gets one final run, just to say if he can do it in the World Cup. And even if he
this World Cup though, right?
Yeah, that's the question. Okay. But what I'm saying is that he needs to have one last chance to have a similar Cinderella story as Messi. And he might not be like everyone's favorite because he's kind of he's a player that people talk about good and bad. But there's a lot more good when people talk about Messi. They're like, oh, he's such a nice guy and this and that. But I think we also have to we want to look at Ronaldo and be like he might be this player that both sides talk about, but he's a guy that every time we have to talk about him. He's that big, and I think that I would love to see him, at least have a run where you're not like you kind of feel bad for him. You want to have him have that World Cup run where you're like, well, he gave it all. He gave it his all. And I think that's when he can retire. Like you said, Ralph, he's done everything. He doesn't really need this, but neither did Messi. But man, when you get it, I think that just puts your career.
Oh yeah, when Messi won that World Cup trophy, it was like
it's done.
No more questions. He's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
If Ronaldo would have won it, that conversation would have gone
swayed
him.
around. Yeah, it would be moved around a lot more.
Yeah.
But I want to bring up one last question before we close this up. But for Cristiano Ronaldo, is he? You say he's top 5, but he's second, right?
Of all time.
Of all time. Yes.
Maybe.
I'm gonna say yeah. Diego Maradona is like aces, right? But you talk about Ronaldo playing in the Saudi league, and you said that it feels like MJ and the Wizards. But Diego Maradona, if you look at his career, his only iconic thing is that he played for Argentina and Napoli. But once he left those two places,
drug problems.
Yeah, and so you have to put that in the same conversation with the Ronaldo. I mean, he's not. Diego Maradona is iconic to Argentinians, but when you talk about players, like if I ask Jazz and his friends, who's bigger? I mean, who's that player you would rather have on your front line, Diego Maradona or Cristiano Ronaldo? I mean.
Well, it's past his generation, though. It's not even a fair question because Maradona was.
But that's what I'm talking about. Top 5.
Yeah.
Messi in any generation. You look at the players from the past, they'll be like Messi. You have players in the future, Messi. You don't have. You should be able to be. If you're a top 5 player, if you're a top 2 player, you have to be able to play in every generation, and still you can't play in one generation and be the second best player of all time. That's why we don't put Pelé. We don't put him in the top 5. Well, I mean, we don't put him in the top 1 because we take him when we put him here. We're like, I don't think he works. But Messi, you take Messi and you put him in any generation, and you're like, dude's he's a monster everywhere. But if you take Ronaldo
I think Maradona, he can do the same thing.
He doesn't. People don't talk about him the way that when they talk about Ronaldo.
Old people do.
That's what I'm saying, though. You're saying old people. Only one small group of generations that you can't be a top 2 player ever if you can't be talked about in every
I've
generation.
heard a lot of people these days say Maradona is the best player of all time, even over Messi.
Ooh.
And it's older people.
Ooh. Yes, older
Armando
people.
Did.
I'm glad that but I'm saying that Diego Maradona, what what's his CV look like that besides the World Cup?
I don't know. I didn't watch him play.
I mean,
Okay, so then how
don't
would how you can't say he has one Scudetto. He won the Italian League one time and had the World Cup one time.
And
If-
Ronaldo has 0.
Yes, I know that, but I'm saying that for him, you have to remember that he has the goals that. What's the name of the game in football? It's to score, right?
Even with your hands.
Yes. So like he's scoring goals. I mean,
Hand to God.
you can't dismiss that. You can't dismiss that he's the more dominant player.
Ronaldo?
Yes.
He scores, yeah.
Yes.
But
And
Maradona-
what's the name of the game?
Play 11 versus 11.
Yes, but what is the objective?
Yeah, you score. Yeah,
Yes.
you score.
And so Messi and him are like
hand
this.
in hand, trophy, goals.
No. Goals.
Right.
Messi's right
Okay.
there in goals, and he's with assists. But when you look at Maradona's numbers,
Assist and
no,
Ronaldo
he
sounds
does.
right.
He doesn't even match in the top 10 in assists.
No.
he's
I'm
not
saying
fitting,
Messi's
yes.
up here, Ronaldo's down here in assists.
Okay, yeah. I'm saying that
With
when you
Maradona.
look at any stat on any level, on any playing field of the whole game, Diego Maradona, I know he has like the aura, like he's so cool, iconic.
And
But
that's
he
what it
doesn't-
is.
but he
People
doesn't-
these days, like you and you guys think about stats. Oh my God, look at the
Because
stats.
that's
No,
what
but
it is.
Maradona. No, because Maradona. When you talk about him, what do you talk about? The World Cup. He got one. What else happened? When he played at Barcelona for like one season, and the only reason why is because he got in a huge fight on the field, and they decided to terminate his contract. He played for Napoli. He got one trophy. What else? That's all you talk about. The hand of God and his trophies. That's all you talk about. It'll be the same thing for Ronaldo once he retires. He has all these trophies. Like
No World
like
Cup.
Maradona, I don't think he's in the conversation
I
when it
know.
comes to Ronaldo ever.
I know, but
Like yes, he's iconic. Yes, he's this. Yes, he's that. But the fact that you can't put him there because when you talk about him, all you do is talk about his dribbling, and when you do talk, and if you don't talk about his dribbling, you talk about his the reason why he left because of drugs, and then also because hand of God, which he did which was cheating, by the way, which won him the World Cup. The only reason why he won it was because he cheated.
he can neither confirm nor deny whether he hit it.
Everyone
with his hand.
saw it. Everybody saw he went like that, and he went like that.
Let me tell you what though, because it depends. Like I said, if you love the game, you see it differently. You watch stats. If you're gonna go by stats, it's just insane.
No.
I would put Ronaldinho above Ronaldo as best player ever.
So going back to this one last, and then we'll close this up. But you're saying that like the World Cup is such a big thing.
Oh
right?
yeah, it's
Okay.
big.
So like, and you're also saying that Napoli Scudetto is also
I never said
for
anything
some-
about it.
for some reason it's on a CV though.
You
It's on
brought
his,
it up.
Yeah, but it's on his resume.
I don't
right?
care about whether
I
he
know,
won
so-
at Napoli or not.
Okay, so but his two trophies are those two trophies, right? If we take that same logic and you say that it's not about the stats and it's about the World Cup, we have to remember that a guy has won it multiple times, or a guy that also is iconic for that Germany team.
Hmm.
Would we also put him higher than Diego Maradona?
Who's that?
You have Thomas Müller. We have multiple. Manuel Neuer has 2 World Cups.
Oh, yeah,
And we have to remember that not only is he, you're saying that Diego Maradona is so, he's iconic, right? But we have to remember that because we don't see, let me finish what I'm saying though. Manuel Neuer is massive in Germany. I mean, he's considered the greatest
In Germany, yes.
And it's the same thing as in Diego Maradona
No.
in Argentina.
We're
We
in the
don't even-
U.S. Everybody knows Diego Maradona. Nope. You go out there and you say,
No,
"Oh,
no,
Thomas
if,
Müller."
If we ask
nobody's
people
gonna
about Maradona,
I don't
they're
think
not
they-
gonna know him.
I don't think I have a single
Oh.
person. I don't even
Oh.
think I have a
Mexico,
single person.
everybody knows Maradona.
Hold up. Let me ask you this, Appa. Let me ask you this. So, for example, we're talking about Maradona, right? You're saying about that it's about the way he played and everything, right?
Uh-huh.
What about Pele? What do you think about? No, because first of all, You talk about the 3 World Cups. Yes, that's really good. But people keep on adding more and more and more stats to him, which is like, oh, but he has this many goals, and they keep on adding more and more and more. And the reason why is because they're like, oh, that's why he's so good because he made these many goals. But they keep on adding more and more and more.
Pele, for the past 50 years, has been considered the greatest player of all time. It's the generation that starts growing that doesn't remember or has no recollection of what happened. It's like before Pele, did you know there was a Brazilian named Garrincha who was considered the greatest of all time?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you can't be the greatest player of all time if generations and generations after you people forget about you. Then you're not
Right.
that
But Pele
big of a
changed
player.
the game. He changed
I don't
the
think I've
game.
ever seen someone do his celebration.
I don't think he had one. They didn't
There you go.
celebrate goals back then.
Then there you go.
Yeah.
No one does a celebration. Is he on any?
So
is
what?
he
Because
any
I do
on-
the Harry Kane, he's great.
No, no one does the hurricane either. No one
I
does.
do.
No one's changed the game the way Ronaldo
Only
has.
people, the only celebrations that people mostly do is Messi when he goes up to the sky or when he took off his shirt, and it's the Ronaldo celebration.
No,
Yeah, I agree. Ronaldo has the best celebration. Does that make him the best player out there? No, it
because
doesn't.
you're saying that Diego Maradona is why
Tricky.
people.
No, what?
But no,
that
you're
means
not even
he's
letting us finish. You're saying
No.
that like Diego Maradona is big because everybody knows him in the United States.
No,
but,
no, no. That's
but
not what I
nobody.
said.
But you're saying that he's so great in all these different areas, but he doesn't have. Not only does he not have the trophies, he doesn't have the numbers to back it up, and he doesn't have people talk about him
Stats.
every time. We don't have
Stats.
people talk about him.
Oh, people
we-
talk about him all the time.
Nobody talks about
what
him.
do they talk? What are they gonna talk about?
He
The-
was-
Besides his one World Cup that
besides
he
the
won,
World Cup, besides the trophies, what are they gonna talk about? His dribbling?
Yes.
That's exactly. It's gonna be the same thing
It's
with Ronaldo.
the
with
way
his
you
goals.
play the game and the impact you have in the biggest stage, which is the World Cup.
But people doing Ronaldo celebration means he's influenced
he's
them.
that
People,
big.
Ronaldo
No, he
and
is
Messi have influenced
Yes,
them.
influence.
But who
Messi-
has Maradona influenced?
Everybody Messi.
You have to. I think you're getting bogged down in the fact that
Well, you guys are
saying
like,
that-
oh, these stats are the greatest thing in the world.
because the stats is how we keep record of who
So how do
who's
you?
great.
No, we don't.
Yes, because
You're
if-
saying
if-
Kaká's not great because he doesn't have all the stats that
He
Ronaldo
has a
has?
World Cup.
No,
Exactly.
look
Okay,
at
so then that's
you
what you're
go with the
saying.
trophies and the stats.
He only has
Trophies.
2 trophies.
Trophies go with stats.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yes, they
how-
do. Cause the stats. What? No, look at you. Look into the World Cup. You see what he did to be a part of that World Cup win. That's stats. You talk about Messi in the World Cup when he played. He contributed to the World Cup win because of stats. Same thing with Maradona. What did Maradona do? Yes, you're saying this about he influenced all these people. Who? I don't think I've ever talked to someone that's been like Maradona influenced this person, this person, this and this
unless
person.
they lived in Argentina.
No. You guys
Yes,
are
yes.
crazy. You guys are crazy.
If you ask any kid or any adult, I can ask my stepdad and be like, "Hey, do you know who Cristiano Ronaldo is?" Yeah. Hey, do you know who Diego Maradona is? No.
That'll be yes.
He has no
No,
idea.
nobody gonna
He doesn't even
know.
know what he looks like. That's what I'm saying. That he's not.
You can ask what
He's
nationality he
huge.
is.
He's huge. Okay, but we have to remember. I'm talking about the best player ever, and right now, Leo Messi is the greatest player to ever touch the ball.
Mhm.
Okay, right behind him is Ronaldo. Right behind him is Diego Maradona, and then we go down. But Pele, we just talked about him being the greatest player of all time, but he has these trophies and he's changed the way people look at the game, and he's still not in the top 5. But we have to remember that
I think he's number 2.
Really? God, you're
We-
crazy.
and they played in a time that you guys talk about like, oh my god, like Diego Maradona he won the World Cup, right? But we have to think about like who did he like? It's kind of like that argument like who did he play against in that World Cup? Players that like if you're talking about like you're saying like it doesn't matter about the stats, it's about the performance and this and that. But Manuel Neuer, when he played for that Germany team, not only did they skate, they just absolutely destroyed a Brazilian team. That every single player on that team is huge. Manuel Neuer plays the hardest position in football, the goalkeeper, in the World Cup multiple times, and he has multiple World Cups. He does not get any credit. But for a guy that has one World Cup, you have him higher because you're like, oh well, he's so iconic, but nobody else knows him. That's why I can't put. If we put this YouTube, and we will, and I'm sorry, Jay, that we completely ruined your Ronaldo video by talking about Diego Maradona, this wasn't supposed to be about. But if we put this video up there and we can put it out to the fans, I mean, you guys can answer down below and say which player do you think is more,
and tell us how old you are because it matters.
Because it doesn't.
And
really
half the
matter.
people that say Ronaldo's great, all his million followers, have probably never seen a single game of him play.
But you said that you didn't even see Diego Maradona play. That's
no, I saw him.
When did you see him play?
I saw him play.
When did you see him play?
88 World Cup, 86 World Cup.
You don't even know.
I'm just saying, and we might have to start all over with this podcast, but it sucks that, you know, we shouldn't get bogged down with the fact that one player is better than the other. I think that Cristiano Ronaldo is huge in the fact that like he has the trophies, he has the stats, he has the iconicism, he has all these three different things that we always have to remember that, you know, it's just hard to say one way or the other where Diego Maradona and Ronaldo fit, but I do think we have to put them 1, 2, 3. I think that's, if you don't want to put Ronaldo at second, that's fine. That's your prerogative or whatever. I mean, the history books and other things will say other people 1, 2, 3. But for me, anyways, I'll put those three as the three greatest players of all time because of how much they influence the game.
So who do you have? Messi, Ronaldo, Maradona. Who do you have?
My top three of all time?
Yep.
This might be a little bit off, but Messi, Ronaldo, and then for my third, Neymar. And I want to see you.
All right. That's you. Yeah, it's you. That's who you think.
It's the same as, you know, like.
Obviously, there's going to be people that be like, oh, like, what about this, and that. But just the way Neymar influenced people, you know, people always want to play like him. You know, people always call him the prince that was in between the clash of two giants, because he was big, but at the same time he played. For example, if he played like in this generation, and he played the way he was playing, he would have been up there with Lamine Yamal and all that stuff. If he played back then, he probably would have done better, you know. But that's my top three.
Yeah, he climbed the mountain and fell halfway down.
What are your top three?
My top three is Messi. I don't know if I should go with favorite or
just in general.
I'm saying the best players.
The best players.
It doesn't matter about your favorites. I was saying, what three best players are to you the three best players?
Because I'm older than you guys and I have a different generation, I'm gonna go Messi 1, Pelé 2, and Maradona 3.
Cool. So we know that Ralph's also his three favorite basketball players are Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, and
Bad Bag Larry,
Michael Jordan. So that's how we know where we're sitting with that. We might be able to I think we might be able to finish this video up, and I think we might be able to jump in and do another pod before the World Cup starts, and maybe even when it's over, and talk about a little bit more about how Ronaldo did in the World Cup, and maybe give a little bit more insights on how he played, and maybe we won't be able to jump and have a conversation about a guy that won 2 trophies and had a drug problem. But hopefully next time we get into it, we can get more in depth about Cristiano Ronaldo and give you a little bit more. I think that's important. So hopefully next time we'll do a little better with that.